Okay, in this quick video, I want to talk real quick about unit economics, which in other words just means like walk us through a single transaction. Like what happens when somebody has a transaction. Now, up to this point, we've been using fork and knife inventory, but in this case, I want to use Bird scooters as an example. So basically, on average, the average person who rides a Bird scooter spends $4.27. Now, it probably is less in Oxford because we have shorter distances, but if you look across the company, their revenue on one ride on average is $4.27. Their cost of acquiring a customer is about 44 cents. Most of their cost acquiring a customer just happens by the scooters being out and about and people seeing them, but they do give discounts, they have sales, promotions, and it turns out they spend about 44 cents on these kinds of things and on average. So we're going to treat that as the cost of acquiring a customer. They do have to pay some insurance, and that works out to about 25 cents a ride. There's some charging, and it turns out that they have to spend about 79 cents per ride on charging. There's some repairs they got to think about, and on average, the repairs factor out to about 32 cents per ride when you take all the repair costs and divide them by the number of rides. There's some operations and support things they have to do that end up costing about 25 cents a ride. And then there's some depreciation, which means in this case, they've calculated how long one scooter will last. And basically they've said, okay, this $300 scooter will last about 300 rides, a little over 300 rides. So that means for every ride, if we think about, a little bit of that scooter's value going away, it works out to 94 cents for each ride. And what that gives us then is how much money they make off of a single ride. So people pay $4.27, and after factoring in all these other costs, they earn about $1.27. I've underlined some of these things like insurance, operation, depreciation. The reason I've done that is because if you're thinking about the unit economics, you might want to pull out some of these big fixed costs. Like I'm sure the insurance company does not charge Bird by the ride. So you could say, oh, we pay $5 million or $25 million, whatever it is in insurance, and treat that as a fixed cost. You could do the same thing with their operations or the depreciation, and you could talk about the unit economics purely in variable cost terms, and that would be fine. Either way is okay. I just want you to be clear to your audience what it is you're including and what you're not including. So you can either do the unit economics with only variable costs, and then talk to us about the fixed costs separately, or you can tell us, yeah, here's the unit economics, the unit economics, and we're going to include every single possible cost all factored into a single thing. And so that would be more the unit economics. Talking about a single transaction is really more pulling out those fixed costs and just talking about the variable costs. But bottom line, I guess what you're trying to communicate to your audience is, what does one transaction do to us? Or how does this, if we break our business down to a single transaction, what does that mean? Do we make money? Do we lose money? How do we come out? So you want to be able to communicate that effectively to your audience.